Hi, it's me, Muhammad Akram, and you are with me on your distance learning physics class. In this lesson, we will study Unit 1 Mechanics, and under this unit, our main topic is motion, and then subtopic is adding forces. If we look at objectives, at the end of this lesson, students will be able to find resultant of different forces acting on an object. Number two, find the direction of motion of objects under balanced forces. Number three, find resultant of perpendicular and non-perpendicular forces. Number four, draw free body diagram of objects under different forces. First, we will discuss about addition of forces in the same line. If we look at this picture, we have different diagrams, and in this first diagram, if you see, we have 10 Newton force which is acting on the right side, this one, and other force 10 Newton which is also acting on the right side. So both forces acting on the same side, and if we are going to find its resultant, suppose this is F1 and the other force is F2, suppose this is F2. So if we are adding F1 plus F2, F1 plus F2, you will find 10 plus 20 Newton, that is 30 Newton. So our resultant force is 30 Newton. We can directly plus F1 plus F2. Similarly, if the forces are in opposite direction, this is F1. F1 force is 10 Newton, which is acting on left sides, and F2 is another force which is acting on right side. When we will find the sum, we will say F1 plus F2. In this case, F2 will be in the negative because it's in opposite side, or either you can say F1 is negative or F2 is positive. Similarly, out of both forces, one should be in opposite direction with the negative sign. Here I'm picking as F1 as a negative because it is going in opposite direction. So when I'm putting values, that will be minus 20 plus 40 Newton. Overall resultant is equal to 20 Newton. So 20 Newton force acting on the right side. So we can also say this object will move towards right side as the force 40 Newton is acting on the right side. Similarly, if both forces are on opposite direction and having the same magnitude, for example, F1 is 25 Newton and F2 is 25 Newton. When we are plus 1 is F1 is minus, so minus 25 plus F1 plus F2, what we will get, our resultant vector will be 0. Like minus 25 plus 25, we will get answer 0. So there is a 0 force, 0 Newton force acting on this object, mean this object is at rest, there is no movement. Next, adding perpendicular forces which are making 90-degree angle with each others. Like in this diagram, we should see we have one force which is BC. It is horizontal force, F1, which is 110 Newton, this one, and another force which is CD, this is CD. Okay, this is perpendicular to the first force. F2 value is 70 Newton and F1 value is 110 Newton. So F2 force is perpendicular on F1 as it is making 90-degree angle here with F1 force. It is 90-degree angle. So when the angle is 90 mean it is perpendicular force. How we can find its resultant force? This is our perpendicular, this is our base, and this is our resultant force BD. So how we can find BD? Here we can use Pythagoras theorem. Using Pythagoras theorem, what we will do, BD square BD square equal equal BC square BC square plus plus DC square plus sorry CD square CD CD square. Now putting values, BC we have to find, BD we have to find, here BD we have to find. BD square equal value of BC is 1110. So I'm taking here 110 square plus plus F2 which is CD, that is 70 Newton. That is 70, and I'll take square 70 Newton square, and here it is 1110. Then again, if we want to find BD force, what I will do, I will take under root square root of both forces, and my answer will be 130 newtons. If I'll add square of 110 and 70, my answer I'll get 130 newtons. This is my resultant force. So what I can say, this value of this force is 130 Newton. This is my resultant force, and I have added when two forces F1 and F2 were as 90 degree to each other. Here we will put the value of 110 square and 70 square as it is. So here we will put 110 square plus 70 square. Then you will get its answer 130 Newton. When the forces are not perpendicular to each other, then what we will do? Here I have a case F1, one force is F1, which is 450 Newton, this is F1, and another force which is F2, this is 400 Newtons. F2 is acting 39 degree with the x-axis, making this angle. How we can find its resultant force? Here we will use a different approach. Resultant vector of non-perpendicular forces can be calculated like first. What we will do, we will draw a first vector as per scale. We will select a scale as per the given value, and then second, what we will do, I will draw a second vector starting from the same point with the given angle, which we will do in the next slides. Number 3, draw the same two vectors which are parallel to original vectors. They will form parallelogram. And the last, diagonals across the parallelogram represents the resultant force or resultant vector. Let's see. Here I have a graph. I will select one point here. First of all, I will select a scale. As per scale, one box equal 50 Newton. One box equal 50 Newton. 50 Newton. First, I have a force. My F1 is 450 Newton. 450 Newton. And F2 is, if we are going to find F2, that is 400 Newton. F2 is 400 Newton. 400 Newton. Okay, I will select one point from here. I will make F1. For example, as per scale, it's 450 Newton. Mean I have to select number of boxes as per scale. One box is equal to 50 Newton. Mean uh, how many boxes I will select. One box is equal to, let me change the scale. One box is equal to 100 Newton. Okay, here's 150. Mean I will select four boxes from here. This is my F1 and I will make a line from here. 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is 400 and then 50 more up till here. So this is my F1. Sorry, the line is not straight. F1. This is 400, 450 Newton. 450 Newton. Then again, I will make another force which is 400 Newton. I will take from the starting, from the head. I will make again this 400 F2 making 39-degree angle with x-axis. So using compass, I will fix angle over here, and from here I will find another, which is 400 Newton, means four boxes. Four boxes, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So if it is going like this, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So this is 400 Newton. This is 450. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 and a half. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4 and a half up till here. Okay, this is my F2, which is 400 Newton, which is 400 Newton. Now I will take perpendicular parallel lines against each vector or against each force. This is my first force, this is second. Okay, again what I will do, I will select one from here parallel to this, parallel to F1, parallel to F1. I will make again 450, like from 1, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 4 and then 450 up till here. This is 450. I will make a dotted line or a broken line which is parallel to F1. This is another vector which is parallel to F1. This is also my F1. This is my F1. Similarly, parallel to F2. Okay, what is the value of F2? 400 Newton. So starting from here, 4, like 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I will take from here, this is 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I will join this line. This is this vector is parallel to F2. We can say this is the same magnitude, vector having same magnitude but parallel to F2. This is my F2. Okay, you have to represent vectors with the arrow. Okay, now I will make a diagonals. I will take a diagonals from the starting point. This makes a diagonal. So we will use parallelogram rule, and this length of this diagonal will gives us the resultant vector. If we will count its length, how many blocks are there, then we will find its resultant. In actual, if you will draw, it will looks like this, and the diagonal will gives us the resultant vector. This is called parallelogram rule. Or forces which are acting in same direction or in opposite direction, how